What's up, everybody? And we're working on a BMW. Bring my wallet. But the thing we're going to be doing to it is supposedly needs a transmission filter, fluid change, and we're going to do an oil change on it. He's having a little bit of issues out of the shifting. I know these transmissions actually have issues with like the shift solenoids and some of the other stuff like that inside of it. So what we're going to be doing is taking the pan off, which the pan is the filter on this one, doing a drain, going to be cleaning it out, maybe checking a few things on there, like I might pull some of the connectors off and ohm out some of the shift solenoids and all that good stuff, just to check them, make sure they're good. But we're also going to be doing an oil change on here. If you've never worked on a BMW, I do have a few videos up. I will put a link up here, maybe one more right behind it, of some of the BMW stuff that I've done. I've done a couple, I think, on the oil filter housings and a few other little stuff like that. But we're going to be changing oil. Here's the oil filter, is located right here. You do torque the oil filter cap to 25 Newton meters, and then we're going to be using castor oil. This one does not have dipstick, so you have to check the level electronically through the inside. I will show you how to do that, and then we will reset the service light on there as well while we're in there. But I do have it up on some ramps. It was too low for me to put it the right way, so I just jacked it up and slid them underneath, just because the car is really low and it does kind of have like an aftermarket air dam on the front and the back. And by the way, this is a 335 2013 model. It's got a couple little things done to it. Like I said, he's got a Berger Motorsports air intake and filter. He's got, the air dam stuff. Did the typical BMW red, blue, and I guess you can call it turquoise. And it's got like M badges on it and stuff, but it is a 335. But like I said, we're gonna get to it. Let me grab some tools and stuff, and then I'll be right back. So I brought everybody in the garage. I was gonna put it on the lift, but the lift pad points are so narrow, my lift will not actually contact the lift pad. So I actually have it up on 4 car ramps, and that way I can get access to everything, because when you do the transmission pan and filter, you are going to have to take some of the covers off, and I think they use an 8mm to do this with. But first, like I said, we're just going to go ahead and do the oil change first. And I have done a few videos pretty much on these BMWs. And this right here is a Motive X tool for the oil filter. And I will get you a part number. I did get it, I think, from FCP Euro. And actually, let me grab a rag, because this is going to leak. But you may also be able to get these off of Amazon as well for a little cheaper. I'll see if I can find one, and I'll put a link up for everybody if they have one. But this is a Motive X. The part number is MX2326, and I want to say it's like a 40, or not 46, but like a 76mm 14 flute. And here's the oil filter right there. It is a cartridge, and you're going to have an O-ring on the little nipple right there and one around the outside, and it should come with the oil filter. Also, the oil filter should come with a new crush washer as well, like all brands of them normally do. I don't think I've ever seen one that doesn't. I typically like to use the brand Man on these, but they did not have them in stock at any of my local parts stores, so I did just get a Wix filter. That's it right there. I'm gonna go ahead and it just snaps down, and here's the kit. Like I said, it does come with a new crush washer for the drain plug. Snap that over. Snap this around. Get a little bit of oil. Lube up these O-rings because you can tear them if you try to put them in dry. And the cap does have the torque specs of 25 Newton meters, and you really do not need to go any tighter than that because you can actually crack the housing or rip that seal in there. Alright, we have our torque wrench set up. Like I said, 25 Newton meters is not a lot at all. Sometimes you have to pop that loose because it will get on there. There we go. See. Just turn it a little bit and it should come up. Alright, and that's pretty much it for taking the filter out. I'm going to take the cap off and set it right here inside of where the latch goes, so in case I try to start the car or something without putting the oil in it, that right there is like a reminder for me. Now we're going to go underneath the car and drain the oil and take the oil pan off for the transmission. Alright, I went ahead and took the covers off on the back just because it was a little hard for me to get underneath there and show it to you exactly. But there's two covers on here. You can leave these two connected if you'd like to, because this one sits on top of the bigger one like that, and there's a 8mm screw, I guess you could say it, that bolts in right here, and then you're gonna have one over there, right there. Then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more around the whole perimeter of the upper cover, and it should just come right down. Like I said, every one of them are 8mm screws, and they just come out pretty easy. They're not super tight. If you do over tighten them, they will break easy, or break these little clips right here pretty easy. And I want to go ahead and show you the kit that I got for the transmission. We did get this kit from FCP Euro. They're not a sponsor of this video or anything, but that's just where I like to get my stuff from. And this is the pan slash filter. Like I said, you can see this right here is the filter that's integrated into the pan, and it's already got the gasket on it as well. And it comes with new bolts, and then here's a new plug right there if you want to put that in, but it does come with the plastic one as well right there. And this right here is for the 6HP19 transmission, and this is a ZF original pan that we got from FCP Euro. We did get it as a kit, come with the pan, the bolts, and all the fluid for it. And we're using liquid moly ATF. It's the Top Tech 1800 is what they supply with the kit. It comes with 7 quarts, you can see, and it is full synthetic. And the way you have to actually put this in is there's a little fill plug right above the side, I think on the driver's side, about where the drain plug is. You just kind of go right above it. I'll show it to you whenever I get ready to do it, but you got to have the car running to put it in there, because it's got to be cycling through it to get it to go into it. But when you take this off, use an Allen right there, should be a 10mm Allen. You pop that loose and you drain the fluid, and then you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 bolts to hold it in. But I'm going to go ahead and pull it off. Like I said, it's going to be a little hard for me to show it to you under the car at the moment, but whenever I do put the fluid in, I will show you that. But I just wanted to show you where the pan bolts are on here, and they are a torque spit also. I don't know what size they are. give me 1 minute and I'll grab my torch socket set and I'll make sure of what size this is. Just give me 1 second. Alright, these are a T40 on the pan bolts, and like I said, they did come with new ones. As you can see, that's the correct size. But I'm going to go ahead and climb underneath here, start taking draining the fluid first and then taking the pan bolts off. And one thing I will say, lube up that O-ring really well. You can put some kind of grease on there, transmission fluid, oil from your engine a little bit, not much, you know, just enough to wet it, so whenever you go to stick it in, it just slides in real easy and doesn't tear that O-ring. Alright, here's the old filter right here, and we run into a little issue because we have the wrong filter for the new one. The one that came with the kit is actually for an 8 HP, I think it is, and this one right here is the 6 HP 1.9. And as you can see, this one is way taller for where the filter goes into the actual pump, where on the 8 series one, it's like right there. It's probably not even a quarter of the total length of that. So what we're going to do, we're going to send that filter back, and I have a new one coming. It should be here in the morning, and whenever I get it, I will install it and show you everything, but we do have to wait till the morning before we get it. And this one right here actually has magnets in it too. Right here, you can see it's got some stuff on it. It ain't too bad. I mean, I have seen way worse. There's no real chunks on it or anything, and I've already looked that over. But the fluid is pretty dark, so it's probably a good thing that we're changing it. And the gasket on it is still pretty good on this one, but like I said, the car's only got 90,000 miles, 95,000 miles. Okay, so it is the next day, and we do have the pan in, and it does come with this right here. It gives you a torque sequence and a torque spec. These right here torque to 10 Newton meters plus or minus 1 Newton meter, which 10 Newton meters is only like 8 foot-pounds, so you don't go tight at all. And what you do is just like a head gasket or anything else, you want to start out in the middle and work your way out in like a crisscross pattern on this. And you can see right here shows 1 2 3 4 5 6, and you just jump back and forth like that, and there should be 24 bolts on this. And this is the new one. Did get this from O'Reilly's. They are not a sponsor, but that is the part number FK425. This is a Power Torque, I believe, application, which I've never really had any issues with Power Torque products. They have actually worked great for me. So like I said, I don't have any complaints with their products. It's just the other one was an original ZF, and if I was to go back with FCP on their product, I would have had to wait about another 4 or 5 days to get it in, and the customer really wants his car back before then, so, and which I don't blame him. I mean, this isn't his primary car, but he does drive it a lot. Okay, I'm underneath here now. I got the pan on and all that good stuff, but we're underneath the car, and right here where the shifter cable is, on the very back of the transmission, there is a plug right there. It is held in with a 10mm Allen head, and what you're going to have to do is take that out, fill it up till fluid starts to run out, then crank the car up, and whenever it gets warmed up and all that good stuff, you want to start filling it up once it gets hot, and you want to fill it up till it starts running out of there again. But that is the procedure for doing this. I did forget to mention that you do have to take a bracket off right here, and you can see it's on the back because it does cover these back bolts, and that's a bracket for the exhaust, which is right there. But I'm going to go ahead and start filling this up, and whenever I get ready to test drive it, I will bring y'all along for the test drive, because it will be just kind of boring watching me put fluid into this and all that good stuff. And I do have to reset the maintenance light also on the oil change and all that stuff, and I'll show you how to do that as well. But let me get this right here started. I just wanted to show you where the fuel plug was, because it does not have a dipstick tube or any of that good stuff. But it's right here. It's a 10mm, and it is just a little like screw plug. But we're going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're sitting in the car now, and I'm going to show y'all how to reset any of the service lights on here, because all of them are about the same. So it's the same procedure for every one of them. So what we're going to do is stick the key in the slot without starting the car. Just turn the ignition on, and it's going to beep and do all its little lights and everything. Let it quit beeping. Alright, then I'm going to hit the BC button a couple times to get it back to this screen right there. Then over here you're going to have this little button right here. Press and hold it. Hold on, let me get it back. Okay, so press and hold that until a little yellow triangle comes up, and continue to hold until that pops up. Then over here on your signal, you're gonna have like a switch, like an up and down switch. Waited too long, sorry. But you got that little up and down switch. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go up till you see the service that you want to reset. We're going to reset oil, so I'm going to press it and then hold it down, and you see like the little clock circling around and all that stuff. Just hold it until it resets, and it says it's good for 2 years now, 09 2024, and we're going to see what all there is. That should be it. Just making sure it didn't have like a transmission service on this one, because it's been a while. But we got the oil light changed, and I'm going to take it for a test drive here in just a second to make sure that it's shifting good, and see if it kind of helped the little misshift that he was having. I did check the solenoids out a little bit off camera, and everything looked good. They didn't, I did test them with a voltmeter, and they did check out good with the ohms and all that stuff. So we're hoping that wasn't an issue, and that there wasn't any trash or anything behind them. But like I said, I'm going to take it for a test drive here in just a second. But let me get it turned around, and I'll show you the test drive, and we'll go from there. We ended up using all of the fluid except for about a quarter of a quart that was in one of those little round bottles. So it was about the right amount that they sent for us, and we're going to be making sure that it shifts through all the gears. And like I said, I did check, make sure everything was good on it before I put the pan back on. And it's got like a pedal commander on this thing, so the pedal is really touchy, so you have to be careful. I do want to get it up to like 55-60 miles an hour if possible. Just trying to get used to this pedal on this thing. But this is going to conclude this video, and if you have any questions, comments, concerns, any of that good stuff, leave them in the comment section below. I'll leave a link to all the parts that you can get on Amazon, and even the fluid. And there's several different fluids you can use in this, so I'll put a link up to both of them. And like I said, if y'all got any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comment section. I'll get to them as soon as I can. And until next time, y'all have a great day.